You're about to listen to the award-winning Stuart Tedesco Show. This show is for biologically and emotionally mature audiences. If you should not be here, please go away. We'll still be here when you're mature enough to partake. Mwah!
Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Welcome to the Stuart Tedesco Show. I'm Dave.
I'm Melissa.
And took a week off. We scheduled stuff. We had things to do, places to go, people to see, all that jazz.
Well, I had a cool thing to do.
Well, you had a cool thing. And
Yeah.
and then I just... stuff.
Yeah. I had to work, but it was a cool thing.
Yeah.
I worked at the Museum of the Dead at the Memorial Art Gallery. It was a very fun time. I worked in the... where people had to check in, show their tickets and all that, because it's only done by pre-sale, and we sell out every year. So I came in to check tickets, and it was cool because I got to see every costume as they came in. You're looking at the trim.
No, we're fun. No,
We're
I'm
good.
just, again,
The trim's good.
once again, for some reason, so the program we use to record has been fine for literally over a decade. And now all of a sudden, all these updates are coming that nobody asked for, and they've usually you'd have to go and look. Oh, is there a new version? Oh, I'll download it. Now they're just doing it to you. So a new one just came this week, and I'm just looking. I'm making sure it's doing what I want to do. So far, so good. It's all good. Yeah. Oh, so it went well. It was cool.
Yeah, it was really good.
Were you scared? No. Oh, okay.
No, I mean, it was fun. It was just fun. There were some really great costumes. There always are. There's some very creative people. Of course, I saw some people I knew, friends of mine, stuff. The Magnus was there with his lovely lady, Laura. Lovely lady, Laura. That's alliteration. And they look cool. They were like kind of like wood nymph like beings and such. I dressed up as a spooky ghost.
Okay.
And I looked pretty awesome. I did a little bit of special effects makeup, and it looked really good. I was very pleased. I was very spooky.
I would say, as opposed to like sexy ghost.
No, I was not a sexy ghost.
Or
This
a
was
sexy-
definitely
Sexy sewer worker.
No, I don't want to. I'm at
I'm
this.
just-
Yeah, I mean,
I-
I would have done stuff like that when I was younger, but now it just seems kind of cheesy. I'm like, I'd rather either be funny or really, really, really scary. I'd rather either make you laugh your ass off or you go, I don't know if I even want to. Like, one of my friends was like, I know who you are and I know you're a really nice person, but looking at you like this is just kind of weird.
I think mission accomplished.
Because my face was all white, and I had the, dark eyes and all ghoulishy looking. And then I had what looked like a burnt satanic pentagram on the top of my forehead
Like you do.
that I did with makeup and such.
You were a
special
satanic
effects.
ghost.
My backstory was I was killed by Satanists, and so I'm haunting.
Got it.
So, yeah.
Makes sense.
Like scary Satanists, not like, I mean, most people, the satanic, like in case people don't know, people who are part of the Satanic Temple, and then there's another one as well. Most of those people are actually atheists. A lot of them are atheists. They don't actually believe in the actual devil.
Well, yeah, and they're actually pretty funny, right? Because don't they like do shit?
Oh yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah, like whenever
Yeah.
someone tries to impose.
And then there's another. I
religion
think
in a
it's
school.
and then there's like the Satanic Church or something else. Is like the Church of Satan. Oh, there's the Church of Satan, and I don't know. There's like two big ones, and yeah, they're always like they're always out there actually truly doing the Lord's work.
Yeah, like fucking with people. Like, hey, we need to have Bibles in the school, and they're like, okay, then
Okay.
we need to have Satan in
We
the
need
school.
to have Satan in the school. Here's our Baphomet that we would
Yeah,
like
yeah.
in each classroom.
Yeah, yeah.
Here's our little Baphomet statue. There you go, buddies.
Lord's work.
We fucking love that.
Yeah.
So anyway, but I was like bad Satanists, like people who were like
Yeah, yeah.
literally worship like the devil and do bad things.
Kill goats and
Kill, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
don't kill
I mean,
goats.
I don't think you
I don't
should.
get- Right. Why
I mean,
kill
I don't
ghosts?
think you should.
Ghosts didn't do shit to you, man.
Well, because like in some religions, like I think in like different kinds of voodoo religions and stuff, they do things like that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to guess. I don't want to say too
Can't
much
you
against
kill a
people's.
tofurkey or something?
I know. I feel like you could, but I also don't feel like I'm one to really judge somebody else's culture or religion or whatever in that case.
I'm judging the killing part.
I mean, I don't like it.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to be a part of it because I don't want to do that. But I don't know.
I
guess
will be judgy. I will be the judgy
You're
one.
right. I will be judgy, but
About
I
the
support
killing.
your right to be able to do that because you do have the right to do that.
I don't know.
But I don't like it. I don't like it. But
What if your religion was into chicken fucking?
well, then that's not. I don't know.
Well, I'm okay.
That's
not
tough.
planning on going down
I
this
know
road.
this is
but-
exactly the weird shit we do, though.
Okay, but
All right,
okay,
y'all.
on the hierarchy, I would
ready.
say chicken fucking is a little bit better than chicken killing. Says the guy who's gonna probably have chicken for dinner, but whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I did yesterday.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't
Oh,
know.
I did for this morning. I did have chicken sausage in my. For
I'm
breakfast.
being judgy. But
Yeah,
whatever.
right.
So-
But I don't think you. But I think I guess you know what? Because usually when they kill chickens, it's usually just like quick done. But if you're fucking a chicken, if you have like a regular size like just man penis, like
True.
that's a terrible. That would be a very very bad thing. That would be very hurtful to the chicken, I would assume.
It's an interesting thought. Okay.
I know. Well, think
Fair
about
enough.
it. Look, if you're just
All
like
right,
a
fair
regular,
enough.
like I don't know what's average. I don't know. Let's say 6 inches. 6 inches, and that's like half a chicken's body. That cannot possibly be feeling very good for the chicken.
No, I couldn't. Well, you'd have to get it drunk first. I'm just saying.
This show already is taking. Like, how long are we in here? Like taking a 5 minutes. Took a very very
Sorry,
dangerous turn.
That's on me.
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of judging,
Judgy judge.
See?
I know we're good.
I got no.
I know we don't. We're so good. We don't even know.
Speaking of judging, a couple weeks ago, I had my first observation of the year. Don't worry, I'm not getting fired. This is a good story actually. So
And this is
although-
by your principal, who you do have a good relationship with.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Observations as a teacher, right? And this is in the U.S. Well, in New York State, in the United States, because every state does their own thing.
I'm assuming that all states have some sort of observations, though.
Something, whatever. I'm just saying how it works here. So
I hope so,
I do
anyway.
not have tenure, which means I get observed twice a year.
I think even if you do have tenure, you should get observed.
Well, you do,
Okay.
but only once a year. Because you have tenure, you're
I guess
supposed
I'm
to be
guessing.
trusted.
Right. I guess I'm not. Oh, that's what. Okay. Never mind. I get it.
So-
I don't know. It still seems a little strange to me, but it's fine. I'm just thinking because I had a couple teachers that I know had tenure, and they definitely should have been observed more often.
Well, okay, that's
all
okay.
I'm saying.
We get let's do that conversation another day.
Okay,
another show.
okay.
So so I got observed, and man, particularly this year, all the lesson plans I do is like in pencil because you just never fucking know who's showing up and what mood they're going to be in.
I get it,
And,
yeah.
and it's just like so. I had to wing it on it. There was like the people who should have been there were not, kid wise, student wise, and I changed it up and so I go along and I do my lesson and it's going well, and I think I've talked about getting observed in this school I'm in right now before because it's gone well. I've had I've never, the only time I ever had a bad observation was when I worked at one school in the Rochester City School District, and it was the one principal where everybody fucking left in droves. And unfortunately, she's still a principal in the district, and apparently has cost me a job to come back in. Has told someone, don't hire him, he sucks. And I've never gotten a bad review from anybody but her. But everybody leaves her school so you can do the math on that. So anyway, it's a sign language class. It's American Sign Language, and we're doing the sign language-y things. And I'd already had this planned out. I try to do some kind of something where we're moving our hands every day, something where we watch some kind of video that's usually a deaf culture thing. It's not always about signing, but some kind of deaf culture thing that has people signing in it because I want them to see other people's style and techniques of signing. So the video I picked was from a YouTube channel called The Daily Moth, and it's like a deaf news channel kind of, and they have like pretty much weekday daily updates and stories in the news that involve somebody who's deaf.
Okay.
Not always bad news, whatever. It could be a movie coming out about deafness or whatever, or it could be bad news. And in this case, the story was, you may have seen this in your news feed, and probably didn't click it because it looked kind of clickbaity. A man in Phoenix, Arizona. Hey, Dad. In Phoenix, Arizona, who was black and had cerebral palsy, was coming out of a convenience store, and you could see the body camera footage of the cops just pulling up, I don't even know if the car had stopped, jumping out of the car and just kicked his fucking ass. And
oh my fucking God.
And of course because we thought he was somebody he looked like
that.
somebody who was whatever. Never gave dude a chance to do anything. They didn't even know he was deaf. They were so quick to beat his ass. They didn't even know the dude
Could
was
they not
deaf.
even tell? You said he had cerebral palsy.
I wasn't wheelchair, but he had,
Usually that's kind of
malforms.
usually that's kind of obvious too.
It could be you just
I mean,
walk a little funny. It depends on
I
where
guess
you
it
are.
depends. Yeah,
Yes.
and it depends on how bad it is.
Yes.
I suppose.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what the story was about. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted to show this because as part of what deaf people, well, first of all, the news presenter is deaf and he signs. So and he signs very clearly and not super fast, but a regular pace. And it's a good example of watching someone sign. But also, when I worked in the disability community, many times more than one or two times, we would have black deaf men come in and asking for support because they'd be walking down the street and the cops would try to question them for something and they didn't hear the cops. And so they would proceed to go and beat their asses because they wouldn't comply. Right? So it even led to a point where we had a meeting with the then chief of police who was a total dick. No big surprise there, but I'm not going to get into the details of that part. So I showed, now this is towards the end of the class I'm being observed in. And so we watch the video and then we start talking about it. And that's when the principal who is observing me says, and traditionally, whoever's observing you never says a word, never interacts. They're there to observe. If they get on purpose, I don't know if I should be saying this, on purpose, they are not supposed to have anything to do with the class whatsoever. I don't know if it's me or the way I teach, but it doesn't always get followed when I get observed, at least not at this school anyway. Mm-hmm. And for the good, for the better, for because it's always an addition to the class. I'm always, trying to pull her in one way or another because it lends something different to the class. I don't care about the observation. If I can do something to make it more interesting for the kids, I'd rather do that. So that's when the principal says, hey, I have an idea. Let's call the school resource officer, the sheriff's deputy we have in our building, and ask her how she would arrest a deaf person. Oh, it gets so much better, Melissa. Just wait.
Okay.
It gets so much better. And I'm like, okay. So now every room and every administrator has a walkie-talkie, and you use it for emergencies.
Right.
And so she gets on the walkie-talkie and she says, hey, so-and-so, can you come into Dave's room? And doesn't say why. So she doesn't come in guns a-blazing.
No, but still.
She comes into the room kind of looking around like, okay, where's the problem? Right? Mm-hmm. And they're like, and so she's like, okay, if you had to arrest someone who was deaf, how would you do it? And I totally understand this person was so confused. I would be too. She had no idea the context or anything. And it took her we'd asked her 2-3 times for her to finally get, there isn't an actual problem. This is a hypothetical what if. And all I'm going to say is her answer was not horrible. I'm just going to leave it at that. Mm-hmm. Okay. I was mildly surprised. I was like, okay. I was actually okay with this.
Okay, so you're not going to say what she said, though?
No, I'd rather not. All
right.
I'll tell you why off the show.
All right.
Because it's not a big deal, but just to be safe.
All right. Yeah, okay, I get you.
People have lost jobs over this show.
I know, I understand. Never mind. I kind of, even after it came out of my mouth, I realized.
I'm people who've lost jobs.
Yeah, after it came out of my mouth, I'm like, oh, I know why.
She didn't say anything horrible, but
right.
What she said did not suck. Totally. Mm-hmm. Okay? So this was at the end of class, like I said. Now class has run out, time has run out, and now we're talking about it. And the next class is coming in. And the class that was there, the principal's like, you can stay. This is good. This is important. I'll get you to your next class. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. And so now I got 2 classes, and we start talking about it. Now the new kids have no idea what's going on. So now the old kids have to leave, and the principal goes to take them out. So now I have the cop and the new kids in my class. So I'm not going to have them wait to the end because my kids don't do patient very well. So we watched the video, which was about 4 or 5 minutes, at the beginning of class before we did our other stuff. So now I am in my classroom with a police officer in there watching a video of cops beat the shit out of somebody. And it was one of those moments like, how did I get here? And I've had awesome moments like that. Like I'm teaching in Hawaii. My gym class is outside overlooking the ocean. It was the most scenic thing. And I just, for a second, while the kids were doing their thing, I just stood for a minute and went, how the hell did I get here? Awesome. I'm handcuffed to the White House. How did I get here? Which I think is a good moment, by the way. And just all these, but this one was a little bit, how the fuck did I get here? There's a cop in my class, and I'm showing a video of cops beating the shit out of people. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really feel scared. I mean, what was she gonna do, right? She wasn't gonna do anything to me. But I'm not gonna lie, I did not take my eyes off of her taser. Just cause, right? And since that has happened, my relationship with that officer is fine. We haven't had any issues. There hasn't been any awkwardness or anything. But at that moment, it was a what the fuck moment. And by the way, my observation went effing amazing, because you tend to have a meeting afterwards with the person who observed you, and you kind of go over stuff. And I got 5 stars, whatever the highest you can get. I don't know, 5 boners, whatever scale you want to use. So that part went well, but it was still just another one of those moments like, who the fuck else is this going to happen to? A cop comes into your room while you're showing a video of cops beating somebody up. Just like, okay, that's my career, man. That's how this shit happens. I was just trying to teach kids sign language.
That's all I'm trying to do. Just trying to do good things.
A, B, C. But again, my observation went great.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Those good times. How I did not get pulled over on my way home, I have no idea. Got busted tail light.
Got lucky, I guess.
Yeah. So I was judged, not harshly.
It happens.
Yeah.
So what's going on?
How about that election, huh?
How about the election? Yeah. Oh, yeah. My husband and I voted today.
Yeah. We voted last Sunday.
Yeah, we voted today. This is the first time actually I've done early voting.
I'll just tell folks.
I've done absentee voting a few times, but it's the first time I've done.
So we are recording the show on Friday, November 1st,
yes,
the day after Halloween, and so Election Day here in the U.S. is November 5th, which is this coming Tuesday. So depending on when you listen to the show, you might hear it right away, or if you stumble upon it years from now, as we will continue to do the Stuart Pedasso show.
Yeah,
I will do it from my soiled diapers in the nursing home.
Stop. So, yeah, and it was kind of cool because actually, even though Dan and I have lived in the same house for over 10 years now, before we were married, and...
I got to ask, though, where did you go?
Oh, we went out to Westfall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Empire College.
Okay.
Okay. So.
May I ask, is there a reason you chose that spot?
I don't know. Dan chose it.
Okay.
It was his decision. I don't know why.
My lovely and talented bride made sure, she insisted we had to go to the Susan B. Anthony house.
Oh, okay.
Apparently this is the first year they've put voting booths there for early voting.
Oh, that's cool. But that's cool, though.
No,
yeah.
It was totally cool.
Yeah, that's a cool place to go vote. Yeah, you know what? I know this is unpopular, especially being a Rochesterian.
Yeah.
And it's not like I don't agree that Susan B. Anthony did good things, but she also was terribly racist.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like that love-hate thing.
Gandhi.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mother
Gandhi.
Teresa.
Yeah. I mean, there's people who we have holidays about and shit, and you just go, we just won't talk about that part.
Yeah. So like, I can just tell
Hitler.
you, I am never going to be one of the people that goes to her grave and puts a sticker on it. I'm just not.
Yeah.
I'm just not. I have to be the person that appreciates, what she did, but she
For
was
suffrage, for women's suffrage.
Right,
yeah.
exactly. It's like, it's like a lot of people, a lot of famous people or whatever, they did some good things and then they did some really shitty things
Who
too.
amongst us?
Right.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, if I suddenly became famous, they'll be able to look in my closet and see I did shitty things at one point too. Because who the fuck hasn't?
That's why I don't keep a browser
Right.
history.
I know, smart, right? Yeah, I think most of us know better than that
Yeah.
shit. Yeah. So yeah, but it was nice to vote with my husband. Yeah, since for the first time, because we have different. He still says that he hasn't changed his voting. That they still think he lives with his mom.
Yeah, if you don't do the card.
Yeah, he
they're going
hasn't
to.
bothered. Yeah,
Oh, well, then, yeah.
he hasn't bothered. So they still think that's where he lives. So whatever. But when I do vote, usually I vote on the whatever. It's always on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
So whatever that day is, I usually vote at across the street from my house.
Yeah.
And my
Same with
aunt,
us. We're in the same district,
yep.
yeah.
And my aunt actually works at that. She's a what do they call them? Poll workers,
yeah.
whatever. And it's a paid gig. If people know about it, it is a paid gig. It's a great gig, especially for people who are maybe retired, disabled. That's a good job because you just have to hang out and. No, I saw a woman in a wheelchair work. I saw one of the workers.
I'm not laughing because disabled. That's not why I'm laughing.
Yeah, say one of the workers that we saw there was in a wheelchair. So yeah, so I'm just saying it's a great job for somebody who's just looking for a little extra cash to supplement what they're doing and have time.
But you know who it's not a great job for?
Who's that?
Anybody who refuses to be enrolled in the Republican or Democratic Party.
Oh, that's right.
New York State has this really stupid,
archaic law,
shitty thing that
that's true.
You have to be either a Republican or Democrat, and you have to have every polling place has to have the same number of Republicans and Democrats.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's
people in blanks or in third parties. We just don't count. We don't rank.
That does suck.
It's stupid.
Like, I sort of get it, only because they're trying to make sure that there's no partisanship there, I suppose. But there's not supposed to be partisanship there anyway.
They're trying to make it bipartisan as
nonpartisan. I don't know. I just feel like they just shouldn't.
They're not the same thing.
Right. Sorry.
League of Women Voters.
I know. I get them all. I won't lie. I get those words too mixed words.
League of Women Voters.
Yeah.
Calling you out.
Bitches. You bitches. So yeah, I just think it shouldn't matter really where you stand. Either way, because you're not supposed to talk about it. You're not supposed to wear shirts or carry signs or any of that nonsense. Yep. I didn't even have my feminist AF shirt. I'm wearing my feminist AF shirt. I know, but you know what?
That doesn't promote a party.
It doesn't, but it's kind of obvious. I felt anyway.
The
law said. I know. I don't think they could have said anything about it. I'm sure. Also, it was a little bit chilly, so I had to zip my. Also, it was just chilly, so I zipped my hoodie up.
Didn't want the headlights out, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's a little much. So, not that. But yeah, it was
Me
cool.
and my nipples have come to vote.
Yeah, everybody's coming to vote. Yep.
Do I get 3 ballots?
Yeah. And it is great. They do remind you that there is a proposition to vote for on the back.
That they do, and they can do that. They don't tell you how to vote. They just remind you.
No, they just remind you that please make sure there's two. I think all they said was there were. You know what? They didn't even say it was a proposition. They just said there was 2 sides to the ballot, and to make sure you fill out both sides.
Oh,
which is the perfect way to say it. It just reminds you to look at both sides.
Yep.
And then you can decide after reading it what you want to do. Though if you vote no on it, you're kind of a douche. Just going to say. Kind of a douche. Either you're a douchebag or you didn't understand the language. And in that case, I am sorry.
Well, that happens all the time.
Because it does happen all the time. And I fucking hate that shit.
They make it as obscure as possible.
I know. I actually, because I posted my...
Do you want another beer?
Yeah, by the time I finish this one, probably. I posted my vote no on Prop 1 sign on my lawn, and at least one person, and that was why I posted it, because I knew. Oh, did I vote? Yeah, I'm sorry. I vote. See, I said it earlier. Yeah, my brain. Anyway, vote yes. So I had my vote yes on Prop 1 sign on my lawn, and one of my friends commented on it because I posted it. Thank you. Because they know well, it also says keep abortion and something legal or something like that.
So let me.
Oh, wait,
can I
what Prop 1 is? Yeah.
So I'm not going to read the language. Fuck that shit. And actually, this will also, because Republicans, many, I'm not going to say every single one, but Republicans,
a lot of
the douchey ones.
Actually, probably the majority of Republicans aren't as bad as the douchey ones. They're just, the douchey ones are really fucking loud.
Yeah, well, the loud douchey ones, they're taking this proposition to twist it and say that it's their own shit, their own homophobic, misogynistic bullshit. And it doesn't say, all it does is it takes stuff that's already in law, the right to have an abortion in New York State, the right to have an abortion, the anti-discrimination stuff based on gender and sex and religion and race and all that, and puts it in the state constitution. That's it. That's all it does.
It's already law. We're just
Yes.
codifying it. Is that what it
Yes,
means?
and the reason to do that is so if down the road people in power want to change the law to discriminate and it's not in the Constitution, they can just do like how they screwed third parties in New York State. They just put this tiny little thing in the budget and everybody signs off on it because nobody wants to say no on the budget, and it becomes law, which should be fucking banned in New York State, but that's another time, another argument, conversation there. So this, if it goes into the Constitution, the only way it can get changed, and I don't know, I see good and bad to this, it has to get passed twice through the legislature, not once, twice in 2 different sessions, which means twice within like at least 4 years.
I don't know. I can see that part.
Then it has to become a proposition on the ballot. So it makes it super harder to change the laws if you want to discriminate.
Okay. So if it's so in a case like this, actually, this is a good thing,
right?
But in cases where there's plenty of other
shitty,
cases, if it's something shitty,
then it's hard.
Then it's really hard to change it. So we love it for this case, but it's still sucky.
It's a double-edged sword.
I mean, that's kind of politics, though. I mean, it just kind of it is. It's just how politics. I mean. I hate to. I mean, is it a guilty pleasure? Is it a guilty weird thing that I pay way too much? I watch so much stuff on independent news and politics, and I mean, it's sort of obsessive, maybe, but I really like being informed.
Yeah.
And when there's good news, honestly, lately, at least for me, good news is hearing anything bad for Donald Trump and people like him. To me, that's good news. So he keeps doing stupid shit. The thing that happened about the comedian talking about Puerto Rico. I mean, Puerto Ricans who actually at one point said they were going to vote for Donald Trump have turned around and said, nah, never mind. The Cardinal, I read online the Cardinal of San Juan, the Catholic Cardinal of San Juan, or Catholic Bishop of San Juan. So big fucking deal. I mean, the Catholic Church, for the most part, doesn't get involved with politics. They, for the most part, stay out of it. They don't have any official anyway. They don't I'm going to say that. They don't officially state anything about politics. Like, I have a friend who's a priest, and even though he doesn't talk about politics, I can tell he's somewhat left-leaning. Even though he doesn't talk about it.
Could you? I'm sorry. Would you do me a favor?
What's that?
Would you drink some beer?
That's
making me nervous.
Oh, okay, sure.
That's so at the top. I'm just like, oh my god, that's gonna go flying. Okay,
that's true, and I did already create a spill earlier too.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No
it was
problem.
really making me nervous.
I don't know. Yeah, Melissa, will you drink some beer, please?
Please.
Would you just drink beer?
God, you're so rude. Drink some beer for crying out loud. Sorry.
Anyway, so the Bishop of San Juan said that even though they don't even though the Catholic Church does not say, they don't show favoritism towards any party. In this case, he was making a stand and saying what the comedian said, and what the Trump campaign pretty much, talking about.
Yeah, I think, didn't Trump reiterate it too? He said, "Yeah." I'm pretty sure right after.
Well, yeah. Well, no. People, no. So the campaign officially has said, "Oh no, we don't feel like that at all."
Oh, I thought Trump said something right after when he went on.
Just yesterday, Trump was asked about it when he did this stupid campaign thing because Biden called the people who did certain things to be garbage people. Yeah, he wasn't calling every single person who supports Trump garbage people, but he called people who did one thing garbage people who were Trump supporters. Anywho, it doesn't matter anyway. So because of that, Trump decided to do a thing where he got into a garbage truck.
I saw the picture.
Holy cow, did he look like somebody who should not be in office. He barely could even get into the truck.
No,
he's old, and it's not even like, in this case, I'm not even like saying, I mean, I hate the man, but this has nothing to do with that. He's just fucking old.
Like why they push Biden out.
Yeah, it's like he should be pushed out. Yes. He shouldn't be there. He should not be running the country. No. He can't run even his own life. He can't run the country. No. It's so silly. So yeah, just so that whole thing, so many things. I don't know. Anyway, where was I at? I was just talking about things that are making me happy. So watching all this nonsense he's ruining his campaign. He's destroying his own campaign so bad.
Yeah, no, he totally is.
And some people I've heard even question, like, is he doing it on purpose? I'm like, I don't think so, because the only way he's going to get out of not being prosecuted is to become president. Unless Kamala pardons him. And I don't know. She's been asked about it, and she seemed to be leaning towards, I'm not getting involved.
Who the hell knows? So...
And it really pisses me off, even though I know you're not. I mean, neither one of us are like exactly necessarily huge fans of the Democratic Party, even though I am a Democrat, technically.
Can I bring it closer to home?
I don't know. Never mind. Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
So, well, okay. I am gonna rag on the Democratic Party for a second.
No, you can. Sure.
But I'm making it low because I need to do this to set this up for something local.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So, if Trump does win, I don't mean this way. Okay?
I really don't think he is, though.
No, I don't either. I really don't either.
Yeah.
But I look, they're going to anyway. But if the Democrats do lose this, they're totally going to blame Greens for this. I know that, but you can't.
Oh no, that'd be so.
But they're going to do it anyway.
No,
dude.
I know. Dude, I know they will.
I'm out there. And I know
still
hear
right.
shit about Ralph Nader.
I know you. I know that's what will happen.
They're totally good. If they don't deal in reality, they just come up with excuses.
Well, neither side deals in reality, really.
So they
really they don't.
They are blowing this so fucking hard.
Who?
With the Democrats, with Muslim voters. Here's where I'm going local. So I found out about this a few weeks ago, and I was like, look, I don't have a dog in this race because other than Jill Stein running for president, who technically is not even on the ballot in New York. By the way, you should be writing her name.
She is in other states. Though,
oh
right?
yeah, totally. Like
yeah.
She can get almost 500 electoral votes.
Okay.
She can win the election. So mathematically,
right? Because mathematically,
yes.
She could.
As opposed to like Cornel West, who is not on enough ballots, he can't. Right. So I found out that and apparently this is a relatively annual thing, or at least it's gone on a few times anyway. The Islamic Center of Rochester has a candidate forum. And knowing how both Democrats and Republicans have been committing genocide, have been aiding and abetting genocide in the Middle East, I'm like, oh, I gotta go fucking see this. So, because they're inviting, if you're on the ballot, you're invited to this candidate forum. So I'm like, I'm just going.
When was this?
This has happened last weekend.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just going to eat popcorn, man. I can't wait to see this shit. So I get there, and
is popcorn halal? I'm just kidding. I think it is actually.
But it's figuratively.
I'm just kidding.
It's
I know.
Metaphorically
I'm
popcorn.
Sorry.
So
oh my God, I'm sorry if any Muslims get offended. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to offend.
So I'm I go in, and it's not starting yet. The room's about half full, and it's a big ass room. Like this is not.
I've seen the building where Islamic Center
and they
is.
have many rooms, but I mean the room this is being held in is fucking big. And so I go in and I see candidates there already who are walking around handing their lit out. And I hadn't even thought about that. I was like, you know what? No, I got Jill lit in the car. I'm gonna run. So I run back to the car and I come in and it's just this little square thing that's basically just showing people how to write in her name on the
Did we
ballot.
have that on the table? Did we have one of those on the table when we were at Pride? I feel like we did.
Might have.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Because I feel like we had something really
We
simple.
did have
to hand-
something.
Yeah, something
No,
simple
we
to
didn't
hand-
because we thought she might get on the ballot. We were still taking.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
No.
I
So,
couldn't
but
remember.
this
I
is a
don't
different
remember.
thing. I can show you. I got
Yeah.
some around her. It's just a little square thing. So I'm walking up to people and say, "Hi, I'm representing Jill Stein," and I have never ever in the decades I have been doing this for the Green Party gone into any event and gotten such a positive response. Not just positive. They knew who Jill Stein was. They knew what the
I'm
Green
sure.
Party was.
Well, didn't she get arrested for helping them?
But you know how folks, if something doesn't happen in their own backyard, they have no fucking clue about it. I'm talking about every single person in that room thanked me for being there, thanked for representing Jill. I mean, people coming up to me like, and they wouldn't do it like super out loud, but got close to me and going, "Oh, don't worry, I'm voting for her."
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I mean, gosh, I can't obviously speak for Muslims, but I just feel like if there's I thought that was a big news story, and I would imagine if I was a Muslim person, I would definitely find that
the media won't cover it. No, the media's not covering it.
Yeah, but even if you were in a community, like, wouldn't people within your community talk about it?
Arab and Muslim, yes, absolutely.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like the Arab and Muslim,
but not like ABC, CNN.
No. But I would assume that the people who live in Rochester, who are in the Arab and Muslim community, they would know about it because they, within their own community, would have talked about it. I feel.
Yeah, they have. No, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean, they would totally know here.
So that was awesome.
Yeah,
So
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. That must have been really
well. So now this is like now I'm like,
great.
okay, no. Well, this tells me because for certain campaigns next year, hint, hint. Now I need to follow up. Now I know that there is this base of people who I don't have to teach them what the Green Party is, and that's not me being condescending. To this day, like I said, I've been doing it for decades. I have knocked on literally tens of thousands of doors in my political activist career. Well, it's volunteer, so it's not a career, but you know what I mean. So, and I still have to go, what's the Green Party? What's that? I still have to do this, right? So every single person in that room knew who the Green Party was, knew who Jill Stein was. This is a base that I definitely am going to be touching base with. Okay, that was bad English, but you know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying.
Okay, this isn't even the best part. I haven't even gotten to the popcorn part yet. Okay, that was just the beginning. It hadn't even started yet. Now, the one thing I will say about this candidate forum, which I had never experienced before, because I've been in a lot of these, is usually they go by race. I don't mean people's race. I mean the political campaign. So, like,
race,
they'll go, okay, all the state Senate candidates are first. Okay, all the state assembly candidates are next. And they do it that way. Because then, anyway, so this one was different. They had these series of tables that made it all the way across this long-ass room, and they went, Democrats are first. And they gave everybody 3 minutes to do their little stump speech, and then they took questions from the audience, and then cleared them, Republicans next. So it wasn't by what they were running for, it was definitely by political party.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it was. It was something unique. I'm like, all right, let's see how this works. And it
Trying
was
something
fine.
different. Trying something new. It's
And
fine. That's
Democrats were Democrats, and they didn't say anything that, they didn't say anything transformative. They didn't say anything especially bad. It was pretty generic, and I was like, boring. Okay, they're done. Clear them. Then come the Republicans. Oh, my God. Oh my God!
I'm just surprised they're there. Don't they want Muslims even there?
Talk about not reading the room.
Oh, I wish I'd been there.
My God! So, I'm naming names. Usually I say, I'm not going to say who it is. Oh, no,
Oh,
no.
no.
I'm fucking naming. You don't do this, and I'm not fucking saying who you are. So the very first person to get up and talk is a dude named Greg Stedwick. I think it's Stedwick. And that's the guy I said
He was on the.
he's running for Congress. He's
Yep.
running against Kirsten Gillibrand.
I mean,
and Diane Sayre, who's an independent candidate. And he's the guy who looks like Drew Carey's brother.
Oh.
Right. That's why I was making that reference earlier. And he gets up, and I'm not even going to try and say it. Who the fuck told him? Actually, I know who his campaign manager is, so it figures.
I know it's like fun being involved with local politics and knowing people are like
the first thing out of his mouth, and he was trying to read it from his phone. He tried to speak Arabic. The what is the Muslim greeting that you say? And I'm not going to try. I'm not, because I don't know how to say it.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yes.
Yeah.
Butchered it so bad, and then he just tried to redo it again. And it's like slipping on ice, getting up and slipping on ice again. And it was horrible. And then
Also, why wouldn't you just? I would have just practiced it. Honestly, I would have practiced it at home.
I just wouldn't, because it's pandering.
Oh no, I wouldn't.
Right.
I mean, I might not have done it either, because I probably would have felt like, well, this is not actually my culture. It seems
Right.
kind of weird.
And I'm not Muslim.
Right, I'm not Muslim, so
right.
it would be weird.
Right. So,
But if you're gonna do it, fucking practice it.
Yeah.
At least make sure you do it right.
yeah, just because it's on your phone doesn't mean you're going to be able to. Anyway.
Assalamu
Yeah.
Dabba dabba
Kind of.
dee-ba-da?
Kind of. He probably, when he was done, had to go
How
put ice
offensive.
on his tongue.
Oh my god,
'Cause
how
he probably
offensive to those people.
Oh, no, wait.
Goodness.
It gets better.
Oh my god.
That's not even the worst thing.
No.
So he's doing his stump speech, which is, we have problems at the border. By the way, every Republican, even the ones that had nothing to do with federal office, he was the only one running for federal office. State office, every county, they're all saying, problem, we have to close the borders.
Don't even fucking
It's
look
like,
at the
bro,
border.
you can't even, you're running for state assembly. You don't do shit about the national border.
You do nothing. We're talking
Right.
about New York State.
That's how fucking shitty they are. So anyway.
Oh my goodness.
So, all right. So again, still not getting to the best line. I'm leading up to this. So he's talking about, we have to close the borders, and he's just the stump speech, and it's totally not resonating. Next person, not resonating. Nothing. It's just lead balloon, man. And then we get to Marcus C. Williams.
Oh God. Who I already know who that is.
Okay.
So you don't
well,
need to tell me who that is.
I don't have to tell you, but I'm
I
going
know.
to tell listeners.
You can tell other people, but I
Yeah.
know who he is already.
So Marcus C. Williams is a guy. He's black and Republican, and he's I don't know how old he is now, but he's relatively young. I mean, I'm kind of old, so he's young
yeah,
to
I'm
me.
not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure.
And he's run for other things, and so I've seen him at candidates forums and stuff, and he's a fucking ass clown. I don't give a shit. If Marcus was here, I'd say to his face, he's a fucking ass clown. He doesn't know shit. He talks very loud. He doesn't really say much. You know, hey, what's up with crime? You know, what? Shut up. And so he's running this year for state. I can't remember if it's Senate or Assembly. I don't even care. State office, state legislature. And he gets up and he says, hi. And by the way, go look him up. He's on he doesn't have a website for his campaign. He's just pretty much on Facebook. And he goes, hi.
There's a couple that are kind of like that.
Well, it's fine.
It's
I'm
fine,
just
it's
telling
fine.
you, so
Yeah.
you can find him.
You can find him. He's on
Marcus
Facebook.
C. Williams. It's spelled just as it traditionally would.
Nothing
you would
weird.
Go. Nope. So, hi, I'm Marcus C. Williams. Let me ask you, raise your hand. How many people here speak English? That was what came out of his mouth. And
Oh my goodness.
about 20 people kind of like half put their kind of like they weren't sure if he was serious. Like, is this a joke? And they kind of, and then they saw nobody else was raising their hand and just kind of put their hands back down.
I'm not sure what's going on
Yeah.
here.
And so
we probably all speak English. That's why we're here.
And so now my jaw's
Oh my God, and they're all Muslims.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's
Yeah,
so
they're all
Oh my
Arab.
God.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I forgot it for a second that
Yeah.
this whole crowd were all Muslims.
yeah.
How racist.
Yeah.
Sorry. And he's black too.
Yeah.
He should know better.
No, this Marcus
I
C.
know
Williams
he. I
does
know
not.
he does not know better, but
No.
it just breaks. It just hurts. It hurts me extra.
Oh,
when
not
it
done.
happened.
So-
I don't expect much from white people.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, okay, look, dude, bad opening, but you must have a plan. You're gonna have to tie
Like
this
something is
like
from
this
there.
is, but it doesn't matter. We're all the same. We're all the same. We all should be with one. We should all get
Right.
Nope. Just went into his shit. That was it. How many people here speak English? I still don't know what he was trying to do with that. I got nothing, man. So he finishes his shit to like
Do Republicans really just not want to win anything?
that, right? Like one or two people kind of clapping. And then
Yeah, he had like two friends in the
he
audience.
probably he doesn't have friends. So he's going down the he's going down
He might have a couple sycophants, but
he's going down the table. They're going down the table, and different Republican. So they get to someone towards the end, and the weirdness isn't quite done yet. So one guy stands up and he says, I've been coming to this for like 3 years now. This is my third time here. This is what told me this is not the first thing. I didn't know. I had no idea. And the Islamic Center of Rochester is not in the city of Rochester. It's in a suburb. And I have to be honest with you, most of my activism in politics is in the city itself. So I knew it existed. I'm not on a mailing list. I don't.
wait, how did you find out? Because you were
Social media was somewhere. From the work I've been doing with for a ceasefire rallies every Tuesday. I mean, I'm now down with the Palestinian community.
okay. So wait, I forgot. You didn't get an invite then. They just told you about it. and You're like, I'm showing
just
up.
social media.
Oh,
I just saw it on social media.
okay. You know what? For
'Cause
some
now
reason, I thought you said, or I heard in my head that there was like an invite for people who've run for office or something.
Well, there was, but I'm not running this year.
Not this year.
Yeah.
But
Well, they're only forming.
okay.
It's made
Nope.
up of
I
her.
got it. I
All right.
understand now.
I don't know if they're doing it next year because next year is just local.
Right.
I hope they will. I would love to be.
I
there.
mean, I just wish they did. I know you and I are on the same boat with this one for sure. It's like, why don't we concentrate more on local politics?
So okay, so Republican guy stands up, and I don't. They all look alike. I have no
No.
idea who it was, what he was running for. He was an old
Like one
white guy
black
with
guy
white
and a bunch
hair.
of old white
Yep.
dudes.
And he's like, this is my third time here, and I gotta say, this is always the best attended forum. You guys ask the toughest questions, and you know what? I think all of us here should give you a round of applause. So he it's okay, whatever. So he starts clapping, and all the other Republicans go, "Oh, this is our chance to not look like
Not look like douches.
racist assholes."
Like, 'cause we
and so
are.
they all stand up and give this round, and even some of the people in the audience were applauding too.
All right.
Except for Marcus C. Williams, who stayed seated with his arms crossed and didn't even. And I watched him. I just watched the whole time. Dude, are you even going to smile? Are you even going to nod your... Nope. He looked like someone just stole his puppy. He looked angry. What the fuck? I was unbelievable. Marcus C. Williams. Please look him up on Facebook.
Yeah.
You can...
And if you can vote for him, don't.
Oh, yeah, no.
Don't vote for him.
No.
Don't do that.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
So I walked out of there with the awesome story of just craziness, the amazing uplift. I want to make sure, I'm going to say this at the risk of sounding like I'm talking this way too much, but it's people who views and attitudes. I mean, no one's 100% anything. I don't know enough yet. I'm not going to say, but people who understand, we seem to be fighting for the same things in common for some things. Stopping genocide anyway, and that I just didn't know about before. I mean, I know about Muslims. That's not what I'm saying, but I didn't know where that commonality was. And so I'm actually excited about it because I want to. If there's people who I have things in common with to work towards a common goal, that's amazing. Because it's a lot of times it feels really.
Probably feel
I feel like the
isolated.
Maytag repairman. If I could do an old person.
Oh yeah,
reference.
that's right. I remember those commercials.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like you kind of feel sometimes like you're alone on.
Yeah.
This. You're like,
so that's
especially
uplifting.
being a white person. honestly, because
I mean, that's never,
Well,
I mean,
because
as someone who's used to being like one of the few white people.
right, exactly. Like that's what I mean. Like a lot of times you are one of the only white people at this kind of thing,
Yeah.
and so if either you have more other white people there joining you and you're going, oh cool, other white people, or if you have the people who you are supporting who are not white going, hey, I really appreciate you being here,
Or-
it just makes you feel like, all right, I'm getting in the right direction
And
somehow.
as corny as this is going to sound, I mean, I know that people who know me and the work that I do here in town will understand where what I mean by this. But if I can be a way to help bridge different groups, as corny as that sounds, sweet, that's awesome.
No,
That's fantastic.
I believe, and I think I've talked about this on the show before myself. I really believe part of my place in society as what I do as a person in society, just as what you do. I think of myself as a bridge as well. Because I have an open mind. I have a curious mind that I really do look. I'll get this side, I'll see, like I can see it in my brain very quickly a lot of times, like the commonalities, and I can see both sides to a lot of things. And I see both sides sometimes when other people really, really don't want to see it. Maybe they're not like ready to see it. Maybe they're just not in the place to see it. I'm willing to be there for that. And
Yeah,
if
I
you
have a
can't do
harder
it,
time with
right. If you can't do it because of whatever is going on in your life, like maybe you want to, but maybe you can't. That's okay.
I don't mean about a budget issue. That whatever, that's fine.
No.
I mean, but like I really have
I'll
trouble.
go with trans rights. I'll go with that as like
Okay.
I don't expect my transgender friends and family to go and have to defend themselves
Right.
all the time to other people. Why should they? They have a hard enough time just living every
Yeah.
day, and they shouldn't, but they do. And so I am willing to be that person to reach across the aisle, maybe to somebody who doesn't understand transgender people at all, and go, hey, I know it's something that is confusing to you, and maybe you don't like it because you've been told that it's gross or wrong or they're fucked up or something. But if you're willing to listen, I am willing to talk to you, and I'm willing to listen to your fears, and I'm willing to talk to you about it, because I can be that person in that place where I don't expect like my good. I mean, I have a lot of transgender friends. I'm like, I don't expect my transgender friends to do that.
Right.
I'm going to do that for them.
Well, then I have a role for you
Yeah.
and my campaign
I'm always
for
ready
next
for
year.
campaign.
No, I know, but I have a specific role now. You have a
Great.
title.
Great, we'll chat.
You are the Minister of Ick.
Minister of Vic.
In fact, that's the name of the show.
Okay, Minister of Vic.
Minister of Ick.
You know what's funny? My son's one of his DJ name, his rap name, whatever, is Icky. So that's
I
kind of
think I
funny.
knew that.
Yeah. So that's sort of funny that you
Why
said
is
that.
my phone blowing up?
I don't know. Mine
Oh, it's
doesn't.
actually active as shit.
Okay. Always. It's always active.
As long as it's not a bomb going off somewhere. I'll
Right,
read it
right.
later. I'd hear the horns outside.
Yeah,
I'd like
I
to
think we both hear it.
Yeah.
We're right here. We both live in this neighborhood. We would know.
Well, I know there was an action and activity or whatever today at noon, and obviously I was at work, doing work things, so I wasn't able to go. But I did contribute in a way to it, so I think that's why I'm getting updates, and I'll read it later. That's why. But my phone keeps going doing things. Yeah, no, I knew that because it was an email address or something that had icky in it or something. Yeah. Right. Well, there, see, you're the minister. Tell them you're now the Minister of Ick. All the people that are like ick, you have to.
I mean,
deal with
not
them.
all of them, but I mean the ones that are willing.
No, the ones you were talking. I know.
Right,
the ones
right.
you-
It's kinda
I can't.
like-
I'm
it's-
not.
yeah.
It can be used as a funny thing, or it could also be used as a ironic thing, whatever. But like, I admit, I get intolerant of intolerance. I have a hard time with
yeah, same.
I have a hard time just.
But I'll try. I'll ask a couple leading, like I have some leading questions that I'm already pretty good at, and I'll ask those questions, or I'll say some leading things, and I already kind of had some in my head that I use, and if I get a response in a way that I feel like I can keep going with it, I will.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to change the world, and I'm certainly not going to change everybody's views on everything, but. I mean, I know, again, I know you're not a Kamala Harris fan, but one of the things that she has talked about in her campaign is reaching across the aisle and trying to get people to talk to one another. And that hasn't happened in a long time. And as much as people who are on the right are not going to understand things unless we reach across the aisle and go, look, I know that you think A, B, and C is right, but it's really not. And can we talk about it? Can I give you some pointers? If people are just being nice to each other, if it's not going to work overnight, but I feel like it's just like some little bits of things here and there. Like, can we reach across the aisle and talk to some people? Some people are just never. Donald Trump is never going to get it. He's never going to get it.
Right.
And there are some people who are like him who are never. Stephen Miller he's never going to get it. Steve Bannon is never going to get it.
Well, and even.
Roger Stone is never going to get it.
John Cocktostenson, who lives up in Charlotte, part of Rochester, I isn't going to get it either. And
there are those people who are just not. But there are people like I know some people.
That's when I bring in the Minister Vic.
Yeah,
because I can't.
But most of those people, you kind of get that right away. If somebody has on their house, fuck Biden, which some people do. If you're going to be that outward about it, if you're going to just put on there, fuck the president of the United States, like I would have said that about Trump, but I wouldn't have put a flag out for it. I just fought as much as I could from the inside. I just feel if you have to be that violent, if you exactly the guy there's
the pickup
yeah. So if you have to be like that, I already know I'm not going to be able to talk to you. I'm just not. I'm not going to waste my time or this time.
This is I'm not going to call it a strength for sure. It might be a weakness, but yeah, my thing is like. I just got so many other people to talk to. I can't. I'm not going to spend that much time doing it. And I appreciate it. And who else? Somebody else who's excellent at that. It's like is a savant almost. Is David Cobb.
Oh, I'm not surprised that he is like that.
No,
yeah,
he's.
I'm not surprised at all that he's like that.
Right. Yeah. David Cobb, former Green Party candidate for president. He's been on the show.
Nice guy.
He's stayed at my house. It's one of the shows we had to take down, and maybe someday I'll get it on Patreon, but I'm so lazy.
But we did. We got to hang out and podcast with him, and he was really nice.
Oh, yeah. He's an awesome dude.
Awesome guy.
He's more focused on organizing in his county in California right now and doing amazing work there, actually. If you have a chance to follow him on social media, just doing amazing work there.
Well, I follow his vice president candidate more.
Yeah. Yeah, I was a little. Well, let's not talk about that.
Okay, let's not talk about it.
Because
that's right. You have opinions. I forgot.
Yeah, well,
I know. I know
that was a little shocked. But let's talk about it.
Well, right. I'm just going to say Pennsylvania is a swing state. Just saying, it's a swing state.
Look, okay.
People got to do sometimes what they got to do. That's my feeling about it.
Not the vice president of the candidate of the Green Party.
I know, but
I understand what you're saying.
Right.
But not the presidential candidate of the Green Party.
I know. I just feel like sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. I know. It's okay. We can agree to disagree on this one, friend. Totally agree to disagree. It's all right. Look, unlike the government, I can agree to disagree with other people and not be a dick about it.
Hold on, I got to think of somebody. Hold on, I got to think of a person here. No. Okay, I'll do this one on purpose. Okay. If 10 years down the road, I come either on this podcast or on my social media, or even if I'm standing in the public market shilling for AOC for president, call the police because I have been kidnapped and replaced with a duplicate. But that's my point. That's what I'm saying.
But we don't know, like, we don't know what's going inside their head.
I
and how they
know.
feel
I
and
know.
all that. Okay.
Look, I'm not saying burn them at the stake. I'm
No, of course
I'm
not.
saying I was extremely surprised.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Can we still all be friends?
Pat, yeah, of course. I
course.
didn't block her. I didn't
she's-
message her.
She's a good person. She
It's
does
who we've
really
had on the
good
show
things.
multiple
Right.
times.
She's a
Pat
very,
LaMarche
yeah,
was like
she's-
stumping for Kamala, and I'm just really
Yeah, I know. But
shocked.
yes, I can understand the shock. But I also, again, I feel like being in Pennsylvania, sometimes you might have to make some choices, and she
And
might have
move.
made some choices. Yeah.
Pick up
I
and
know.
move, damn
You
it.
gotta just move.
Get your ass back to Maine.
I know. I was gonna say
Where
she
they
probably
have
wants to go back to Maine,
ranked
anyway,
choice voting there.
which is
damn.
awesome.
Yes.
Oh my God, Maine got it right, man.
Well, okay, so there's a little. I almost said a slur.
Who else said? Who else said it? Who else got? Who doesn't somebody another state have ranked
Alaska.
choice? Okay,
And there's like 5 states this year that has it on the ballot.
awesome.
No, it is increasing.
I love
it.
that.
But there's a weakness in it. Well, there's a weakness in there is no perfect system of voting. We don't have time because we're almost at an hour, and we've talked about it. But look up ranked choice voting if you don't know what that is. You really should know what it is. Okay, you can then say it sucks or it's ass, but you should look it up. But what we're finding out is it doesn't quite work as well unless you and ranked choice voting. I think is going to start being a thing.
I think
all
so
over the
too.
country. Problem is, what really needs to go with it is proportional representation, and that gets a little harder to convince people about, because that is a serious fundamental change in how our government works, and that will make it a way more.
Are you talking about the fact that it's
Inclusive
pretty much it's just two parties?
Yeah,
But I don't remember
it's
the entire history of the
no,
U.S. But has it always? It's not always been two parties. It's been because there's other parties that have existed.
but I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. No, but that it's winner take all.
Oh, that's
the
what you're
problem.
talking. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So proportional representation would mean, so if the Green Party, let's say city council next year, there's
Okay.
9 seats. So if the Green Party were to get 20% of the vote, but not win, if the Green Party candidate, the Green Party would still get 20% of the representation on city. It might be 1 seat, whatever. So if your party gets a specific percentage, that's the percentage of seats you get to fill in a body.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, well, that's what they do in England, and I want to say France, but I could be wrong. And there are other countries that do it that way.
Oh, okay.
And what means is, so like you got this party that's relatively smaller, they can have a say because a lot of times parties then come together and have coalition governments. That's where Greens who don't have a majority in Germany and Britain and a few other places have a lot more influence. They'll say, yeah, we'll work with you. We'll give you the majority working with you, but you have to stop
ABC, this thing. You know,
old
drilling,
logging,
and-
or right.
whatever.
So if you agree to that, we will help you get the majority in Congress or Parliament or whatever. And so proportional representation gives smaller parties not total control, but a more voice than just sitting there one vote. Look, I win city council
Again, Europe doing it better than we do.
yeah, city council. I win a seat on there. I'm one of 9. Right.
But you still have a say. I mean,
Right. No. I already have an idea
Right.
of how I'm going to make that work. But even if I come up with the stuff that I've been pushing, cooperative economics and all that shit, where everyone else is like, huh? Probably no one else will vote for it. But I'm going to go out and put this out there so that people can start talking about it. But that's not. But a proportional representation might be, hey, because there's 3 people on the city council right now who have some ideas. I still don't think they're radical enough, but not the point today. I could work with them as a Green in their Democrats in this like coalition to help them get stuff that they want done if they back like one of my things. And that's what proportional representation does. It codifies that so that that's the way the government actually works, not behind the scenes, closed door, handshakey kind of thing. Look at that, we're over an hour.
We didn't even talk about some of the stuff I was going
I
to talk
know,
about. That's all
I'm
right. It's
sorry.
okay though. That's fine. It's all right. It was good. I
You
mean,
know,
honestly, this is all very relevant. Voting is happening just
Well, you know
in a
whose
few
fault it
days.
is.
Stew?
No. Come on.
Beer?
No. Marcus C. Williams.
It is Marcus Williams. God damn you, Marcus C. Williams. Actually, it is kind of.
That's what I'm saying.
Ah, dude,
right.
you rusted up. Messing up everything. No, I mean, I just don't understand like how people like him exist.
I remember I can't remember. He ran for something local. I want to say it might have been city council.
I do remember it.
But when he said this
I remember him being on a ballot that I could vote for him.
When he said, when he said to me, and he said to Alex, because he owns like some small business, like I don't even know if this is a company anymore, but like Cricket Phones or something like that.
One of those you go to like a little storefront in like a plaza.
Yeah. And he said it straight out. He was totally cool with exploiting his workers, the people who work for him, because that's capitalism. That's how you get ahead, and they just got to work their way up. Pull them up by their bootstraps, man. Like, all right, bro.
That's fucking Republicans. Sorry, I know that. I'm sorry. I know there's some good Republicans, including some in my own family.
But he takes that to a really absurd level.
Yeah, to absurd level. And I don't know. I mean, I feel bad. I mean, maybe
he pissed Evan Dawson off. I mean, it's pretty hard. Sorry, it's a local reference. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
All right, so we gotta go.
We gotta go.
We'll be back next week.
Yeah.
Whatever. And I have to admit, I had a really long, rough week at work. Awesome observation aside. And I didn't really reach out to anybody about coming on the show. We haven't had Peter on in a while. An old friend may be in town who's an old friend of the show, and I'm going to reach out to see if she is going to still be. I would love to have her back on to get caught back up. In fact, I will really, really try hard to post at least one of the old shows. Maybe that one that we had to record 3 fucking times before it finally
at Eric's? That one at Eric's?
No, I think... Yeah, that one was it. But she also did a show with us at your old apartment on Park Avenue.
Oh, okay.
But the one at Eric's, we had to record 3 damn times.
Yeah, one of them was because the cat.
One was the cat, one some goofy thing with the software, and the third one
I don't know.
sucked.
It was pretty funny, though.
But we'll see if Suzanne's going to be in town. We'll see if she wants to come back on. So, all right, so we'll be back next week. Have a good week. If you haven't voted yet, go vote.
Please vote.
Yeah, go vote.
Go vote. Do it. Do the thing. It's not that hard. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. In some places, it is actually hard.
Because,
in New York State, it's generally not, though. So if you live in New York State, it's pretty easy.
They were saying if you voted that first day of early voting at Susan B. Anthony, it was like an hour and a half, 2 hour wait.
Partially just, but people wanted to vote there. Oh, yeah, totally.
Because they wanted to vote at Susan B. Anthony.
Oh, yeah, which is fine. If you want to take the time. I mean, I voted in it took me less than 5 minutes.
Right.
And I was much more happy with that.
I got shit to do.
I got stuff to do, too.
All right, so but go vote.
Go vote.
Personally, I'm just going to say go vote for Jill Stein. All right, bye.
Okay, bye.
There's an election on again, and it's terrible to see the farce they call American democracy. On the left is someone who is to the right of Tony Blair. On the right is a neo-fascist, narcissistic billionaire. At least within the corporate press, it's all about these two, the candidates who've got all the dollar signs in view. Meanwhile, off the spectrum is someone they don't mention. They don't think the Republican handle the dissension, the only progressive woman you'll see listed in most states, the only one whose dinners cost a couple bucks a plate, the only one whose platform makes any sense to me, the only one I like to picture running the country. I'm voting for Jill Stein. I'm going green. They say I'm throwing my vote away. I don't know what they mean. I'm voting for Jill Stein. I'm going green. On the one hand, a guy who believes in getting rich at any price. On the other, a warmonger who makes Thatcher look nice. Or you can vote the party that will bring full employment as it cuts the military budget by over 50% with a green jobs program all across the country, so we can pull back from the brink with renewable energy. 'Cause the future is clear. We won't have one if we don't have a government that can get the job done. I'm voting for Jill Stein. I'm going green. They say I'm throwing my vote away. I don't know what they mean. I'm voting for Jill Stein. I'm going green. You could roll over, play dead, vote for the 1%, and wonder in the future where your world went. Or you can go with your conscience. Give it a try before Trump and Harris kill us all and we have to kiss it all goodbye. I'm voting for Jill Stein. I'm going green. They say I'm throwing my vote away. I don't know what they mean. I'm voting for Jill Stein. I'm going green. I'm voting for Jill Stein. I'm going green. I'm voting for Jill Stein. I'm going green.